We going? Looks like we're going.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
we're going.
All right.
Okay.
I'm Eric Paul Johnson.
And I'm Eric Winsenson.
Oh, I was going to wear my Starfleet uniform for this since it's a song about floating around out in space. I didn't.
Huh.
Do I have anything? No, I don't. I got my start.
Well, I can let you know I've actually started rewatching the original series.
Oh, yeah? What am I? I'm looking for. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. The best I can do is, I can't even see it.
Is that the Star Trek calendar?
That's the E.L.O. calendar that I won from Corey.
Oh,
Trying to work this.
okay.
There's my Lego X-Wing. I'm afraid to move it because it was in storage for a few years, and apparently heat does stuff to Legos to make them not stick as well as they used to. Oh, we go with this background since it's for space. There we go.
Yeah, we go with that.
Yeah. Oh, floating out in
Yeah.
space.
No, I've started going through the original Star Trek series again because I haven't seen them in years. And I've never watched them in order either. Like most people my age, it was whenever Dad put it on.
Well, there are some of the remaster episodes that I missed. John Champion, by the way, will enjoy this part of this video cast since he hosts the Mission Log, a Roddenberry Star Trek experience podcast. Totally got that name wrong. Most of those words are in the title of that podcast, and he loves our E.L.O. podcast. So,
Yeah, but no, my only complaint so far is the remastering. I mean, I'm happy they cleaned it up to where it looks good for modern televisions. But it's kind of like the same way I feel about a lot of the Star Wars stuff is, no, you could have just cleaned it up, made it look good. You don't need to add stuff.
I kind of like it because
at least there's no dewbacks running around in the background on some of this on Star Trek, but
no, I don't have any Enterprises nearby either. I kind of liked it because in the old series, the Enterprise kind of would always kind of jerk to the left whenever it was flying across the screen. So I like that they stabilized things and they got things at different angles and all that other kind of stuff. Anyways, we're talking about replies for Take Me On and On.
That's true.
E.L.O. song. How much time have we wasted talking Star Trek? Talking off topic.
Well,
anyway,
I was waiting. That got you. That got us through you adjusting everything.
Yeah, make sure I adjust these so they're good for what the end of the.
No.
So at the end, when I pull up my shirt, make sure these are all.
Yeah, there should be some adjustment of not showing that ever again.
Crude.
Yes, crude.
No, crude. I heard that back over here. All right, go with Mike Hudson's comment.
Mike Hudson says, I'm kind of like EPJ with this track. This is one E.L.O. songs that I like a lot sometimes, and other times just sort of think it's okay. It does have some really nice guitar work in it. I don't know that I think the guitar solos sound rockabilly, as Eric W. suggested. To me, they sound more bluesy or even a little jazzy. I guess I should read the liner notes to my re-releases and flashback collection more closely because I don't remember Jeff commenting this was about an alien trying to get back home. From what I've seen, don't bother reading any of that. It's usually just Jeff doing some one line of, I came into the studio and the air conditioning was on. I wrote the song.
Yeah. That was my beef with the Time remaster. I don't know if this came up before, but I was hoping that they would fix all the problems that the Time CD release had. We're putting gaps and things that weren't supposed to be in fade outs. But I was really looking forward to Jeff giving details about the songs, meanings, what's going on with the story here, and how this song fits into the overall story of the time traveler, the guy yoinked out and dropped into, and the lights go down. How does that fit into the story? What's that about? And all I get from Jeff is, I guess the lights went down. And it was like that with most of it. On this one, I used a C69 Casio X12 keyboard to make for the. No, I didn't even go into that part. You just use this keyboard, this synthesizer. It's like, I don't care about that. I wanted to know what was in your head when you wrote this song for the story of the album. What's happening to the guy that relates to this song? So I didn't get that. But through Jeff's explanations of the songs, I made sure to give detailed thoughts when I put out my comic strip anthology, Eric Paul Johnson, ... strips for your pleasure, available at lulu.com, $25 paperback, $5 download version. And the downloaded version has the Sunday tunes in color. So you can go and buy that, and I can get some money from that. So yeah, details. I want more details than, well, I picked up my guitar and plugged in and put this effect on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm afraid you're not going to find anything deep or relevant. Because I think at that point when he was asked to say stuff about it, it was really football's on.
Yeah, or I don't know. That was 21 years ago when I recorded this stuff. I don't know. I guess the lights went down. There. Moving on. Yeah. Nicholas Sadlier. If I'm being honest, this is one of my least favorite tracks on Secret Messages. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike it, but this is from one of my favorite albums, and I just like everything else better. With the exception of Rock and Roll is King and After All. That said, I've always thought it would work well as a James Bond movie theme song. I'm sure I'm the only person who has ever thought that. But there you go. I don't know if it sounds Bondian to me, but I've never been deep into James Bond. I don't hate it. I
And
like it fine. It's just it's just a small fistful of Bond movies that I've seen.
I think this would have been 81. Yeah, so next Bond movie was For Your Eyes Only.
Well, there's
So yeah, I'm
take.
sure you're familiar with Sheena Easton's theme for that.
Well,
So
yes, yeah.
yeah,
Well, take me
which
on an.
yeah, it doesn't. I wouldn't say it's similar whatsoever, but I wouldn't
No,
say it's out of the realm of possibilities for the time.
I guess that's true. Although Take Me On and On was 83, so that would have been
Oh, it was 83. Okay, so that would have been going towards Octopussy.
Octopussy. Yeah.
Um, that would have been all time high.
Which nobody knows or remembers.
Yeah, but yeah, so Take Me On and On. Okay, yeah, we're talking Secret Messages, not Time. For some reason, I'm still stuck on Time. Or wishing we were listening to that again.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, yeah, that would have been Octopussy era, so that would have been that. And then of course 85, they, even though View to a Kill was not the greatest Bond film ever, it had one of the best Bond themes ever with
Yeah.
Duran, because they decided, maybe Lulu isn't exactly capturing the capturing the youth that we want these days.
Yeah. 1985 E.L.O. had been completely forgotten by the youth, because I was the youth, and when I told the youth that were the youth of my same age, I like Electric Light Orchestra, you like classical music? So yeah, ELO was not hip and popular with the kids back in 1985.
Yeah, but Duran Duran definitely was.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, and that was also the last song I think released with the original lineups. So with all the Taylors.
Right.
Okay, so we'll save the rest of it for our Duran Duran song by song podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. Jeff Amodio says, I like this song a lot. It's a soulful blues song in its DNA, but Jeff does things his way. I really like his guitar tones and work on this track as well, which that's what I agree. That's what I remember most about the track is
Yeah.
the guitar on it. And I I think that's what caught me on this is that part of it. So
Yeah. Trevor Raggett. This is a lovely, dreamy track and one of my faves from the album. It's a funny one, though. A real thieving magpie of a track. A lot of it could easily have been an Alan Parsons Project song in terms of the chords and feel. There is some lovely guitar work, but again, it's like a load of quotes. The opening section guitar really sounds like Eric Stewart's guitar playing from 10cc in both the sound and note phrasing choices. The guitar solo 3 minutes in starts off a bit Hank Marvin and the Shadows. I'll get my words reading right. Goes to Dave Gilmour from Pink Floyd for a few bars before throwing in a few seconds of Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. Nice song, but I can't wait to see what both of you make of next week's sampling fest. P.S. Troy, no, that really is just wild overthinking. Yeah, I could see this. It sounding Alan Parsonsy project-y. I can kind of pick up on that. And I also kind of see the 10cc thing too.
I see the 10cc thing a bit more.
Yeah.
Shadows, that's where I was thinking more of the a little bit of the rockabilly type thing. There is, yeah, that and the Shadows sound.
Yeah.
Not exactly rockabilly, but it's more older rock and roll.
Yeah.
But a little bit of an Alan Parsons, but Jeff Lynne's production is so much different than Parsons.
Well, yeah. And if you can't wait to find out what happens when we talk about Time After Time, well, you can do that right now. Just over at our Patreon site. Oh man, I did not bring up the link. Just go to our Patreon site, which is at patreon.com/ELO pod. And what is it? $1 per episode, $4 a month. You can hear episodes a week before everybody else does. So you can go there right now and hear the Time After Time episode. Or for $2 an episode, about $8 a month, you get expanded episodes. And we really expand on Time After Time. Me and Winsenson talked about one of my songs that was inspired by Time After Time. So the episode lasts about, I don't know, a while, if you like that kind of stuff. Plus, there's also Don Fields gives his witty and well-written remarks about E.L.O. songs. Next week, at least as far as the Patreon goes, there's Four Little Diamonds. And when there are cover versions of E.L.O. songs, we will cover the cover versions. We'll talk about them. And I did some really cool things with the cover versions of Rock and Roll is King, but it's only expanded episode. So, if you want to hear the cool stuff that you're not getting to hear in the regular episodes, Patreon, $2 per episode for the expanded stuff. I think that's the end of my plug.
Jill A. Chenault says, last year I teased Pam Van Allen on this one, saying that at least it doesn't make me want to stab my ears. I still don't care for the Secret Messages album as a whole, and even less so for the double album. I have 4 songs that I like from the original, but if I'm not careful, eventually this one will grow enough on me to become the 5th.
I can see that. It grew on me too. Oh, I guess my computer flipped out. Okay, I guess I got Corey. Apparently I'd marked you as you reading Corey. For many years, I referred to this song as my fast-forward song on the LP. I would routinely skip the song when playing the album. To me, the song just lingered there alone. It went on and on and on and on and on, and not in that good ABBA way. Now that I've entered the twilight of my life, to quote Picard, recently I've become aware that there are fewer days ahead than there are behind. I have come to not fast forward the song as much. I even like the verses, the chorus. The chorus I can now tolerate. You're only a few years older than me, so I really don't want to think about that. There are, what is it? Fewer days ahead than behind. I kind of rather live in denial.
In the wall at the bottom of the hill that you're rolling down.
Oh, yeah. And I'm just gonna nod because you went all breaky B. So we'll see if
No,
that
I
records
was
that
just
way.
going over the hill and heading towards the wall.
Mm. So I just read this real quickly because we got a message from Roland Leisure, who is an expanded episode podcast Patreon subscriber. Hi, Eric. This is Roland from Montreal, the one who offered you the potential E.L.O. concert tickets last year. Yeah, I did. And you know what? I got that. I saw that email about what was it? About 8 weeks after the concert in Chicago. So I really need to check that Gmail account more often. I've been a listener from almost the beginning, started around the third day, and did all prior episodes since. Please let me say that your podcasts keep getting better and better. Even though I don't like the Patreon formula, there is no way I was not supporting your podcast after the Time album and current COVID situation. Keep up the good work. Hope this email finds you well. Regards, Roland. And Roland is pretty cool. You all want to be like Roland, don't you? Patreon.
Give us cash.
Yeah, yeah. Um, is that it? I'm feeling kind of sleepy today.
That's it. I think that's it.
All right. Um, all right. Time after time next week. Oh yeah, Lost in Space thing. I don't have the Lost in Space uniform, so I can't wear that. But I got
Let's
the Wrath
see.
on Star Trek uniform.
So what was that? Live long and what? No, never mind. Yeah, when you got get impolite Vulcans, live long and f off.
Yes. There, put that out one out more.
Now you're doing West Side.
Okay. I'm lost, so I think it's a good place to end it. Oh,
Yeah.
what? Maybe I think I
It's
think
a
it's
good
starting to
good
hit.
place to end when you start doing gang signs.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. I need to nap. I think that
Next week,
feels good.
NWA Song by Song podcast.
With and when Senson's going to have somebody else as a co-host.